Joining me to discuss the case now, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor, Melanie Ellwanger. Thank you, Melanie, for joining me today. So let's talk about this case. First, the DNA evidence. How significant is it, do you think, that the judge has ruled, hey, this expert can testify for the prosecution and can say in his testimony that DNA of the defendant was found close to the tub where these children were found?
I think it's huge for the prosecution because here's the thing. We would expect the defendant's DNA to be in the house. We know he's admitted that he's been there, and presumably he's been there multiple times. But the fact that it was in the bathtub where the children were found, I think it's a big win for the prosecution.
Okay, but devil's advocate, I'm going to presume that the defense is going to have their own DNA expert, the one you heard on the telephone. We couldn't hear everything that person said, but I'm sure that person's going to try to argue that the sample is not one that should be considered because the defendant is the biological father of the 3-year-old who was also killed, Javante. So does it not then become a battle of the experts where a jury's going to have to weigh between these two experts and which one are they going to choose to believe?
Absolutely, and we see that in a lot of trials like this where it is a battle of the experts. Of course his DNA is going to be there, the defense expert is going to say, because his son was there. I think it'll come down to who can produce the best testimony about why that evidence is there and maybe whose it really is.
Right, and what I'd like to do is listen to a little of the testimony we heard earlier today, and this will be direct examination, and then we're going to break it down after from one of the experts that's already testified today. There's a lot of scientific evidence, so let's listen to some of that direct testimony.
Did you collect a projectile during the autopsy of Tamaya Peters?
Yes, I did.
And she would have been the child in the black jeans, black hooded sweatshirt, and white sandals?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you see it there in front of you on the witness stand?
Yes, I do.
And can you give us that state's exhibit number?
105B.
Okay. And 105B, that's the projectile that you recovered from her during the autopsy?
Yes, it is.
All right, so the projectile that was recovered, this is going to be the child. We know one of them was shot. We know the other 2 were drowned in the tub. So Tamaya Peters is a 6-year-old shot in the head. Is it significant to you at all, Melanie, that one of the children was shot to death and 2 of them were drowned?
It is. When I heard that, it was very interesting to me. I think it would be more interesting and a better case for the state if the 2 children that were not the defendants were shot and the other one was drowned. But no, and I think that to me shows that something happened. And again, to me, if it's a cartel hit, they don't care if they shoot all of the children. And that's what I think. Maybe this is a normal person who maybe shot one and thought, oh, I can't shoot another child. I do. I think it's very interesting evidence.
Right, and I wonder too if there were 2 assailants. I mean, that's the immediate thing I think of, or 2 different modes of killing innocent children. Perhaps that means there's more than one assailant. But what I want to do now is listen to some more testimony. Now, this is from the medical examiner. And remember, these crimes happened 9 years ago. So she was the medical examiner who performed the autopsies on all 4 of these victims. Let's listen.